Good morning. Okay, now I would like to explain the concepts of second unit, that is frequency response. The frequency response is very important concept in order to know the parameter bandwidth of an amplifier. Usually the frequency response is a characteristic curve between gain versus frequency. So let us see one by one the topics of second unit. Here you can see various concepts are like amplifier frequency response at different ranges like short circuit, different ranges like very low frequency range, what is the response, in mid frequency range, what is the response, and in high frequency range, how the response will be like that. After that, you can see the short circuit and open circuit time constants, and then we are going to analyze the circuits with coupling capacitive effect, bypass capacitor effect, including both capacitive effects like that. After that, high frequency analysis also we can see in the same unit. Okay, first of all, coming to let us see how the frequency response plot for an amplifier is. That is, see, this is the frequency response curve for an amplifier. This is the frequency response curve for an amplifier. Okay, as I said, the response curve is between the gain factors of an amplifier on y-axis and on x-axis the frequency. Okay, gain versus frequency. This is the this curve shows the relation between the magnitude of the gain versus frequency. Okay. So if you observe this characteristic curve, what you identified that in the middle frequency range, the gain is constant. The gain is constant. That means in mid frequency range, no capacitor affects the gain. Okay. No capacitor means there are different types of capacitors you can observe in the amplifier circuit, like at input and output you have the coupling capacitors. So see this diagram simply, this is the location of coupling capacitor. You know, the purpose of coupling capacitor is to apply the input signal at the at the input of the transistor, and the output coupling capacitor purpose is to couple the output of current stage amplifier to the next stage. Okay, and this circuit also shows a capacitor CE called bypass capacitor. Bypass capacitor, the purpose of bypass capacitor is to avoid AC negative feedback. AC negative feedback. In addition to these capacitances, some stay capacitances may exist in the circuit, and transistor junction capacitances also there. Okay, so all these capacitors may not affect the gain in the mid band, in the mid frequency range, in the middle frequency range. That's why the gain is constant. But if you observe very low frequencies, at very low frequencies, the gain will be reduced by decreasing the frequency. Similarly, at a very higher frequency also, the gain is reduced by increasing the frequency. What is the reason means? The reason for gain fall in the low frequency range is due to coupling capacitors and bypass capacitors. Okay, the reason for gain fall in the low frequency range is coupling capacitors and bypass capacitors, because at very low frequency ranges these capacitances offer high reactance, so that's why the gain is reduced. So part of the input signal which you applied will be dropped at the capacitor, so that the entire input signal unable to reach for amplification, so that the gain value is reduced. Similarly, the bypass capacitor also offers very high reactance. Therefore, the purpose for which the bypass capacitor is used is not satisfied. But for bypass capacitor, to avoid the AC feedback. but because of high reactance of capacitor, some component of AC signal passed through RE resistor, so the negative feedback you can get, so that the gain will be reduced. Similarly, at higher frequency range also the gain is reduced, but this is due to stray capacitances and interelectrode capacitances of the transistor. Okay, so the stray capacitance means this is the capacitance formed by parallel wires in the circuit, and interelectrode capacitances, these capacitances acts as a short circuit at higher frequencies. So that what happens is part of the signal is bypassed through the ground because of stray capacitance, and because of interelectrode capacitances, instead of reaching the transistor, the signal it is bypassed and sent to the output. So that's why the gain will be reduced. uh, that is the reason why the gain fall occur at low frequency range, and gain fall occur at the higher frequency range. And from this characteristic curve you can calculate the bandwidth. The bandwidth is the difference between higher cutoff frequency. Here FH is the higher cutoff frequency and FL is the lower cutoff frequency. So the difference between these two frequencies represents the bandwidth. Okay, but these frequencies, the FH and FL cutoff frequencies, are measured at 3 dB frequency. Okay, at 3 dB because 3 dB less to the maximum value, 3 dB less than to the maximum value, there the lower frequency and higher cutoff frequencies are measured. Okay, and the bandwidth is, I said that it is the difference between FH and FL. Okay, so that is about the frequency response curve. Now let us see the short circuit and open circuit time constants. Let us consider a circuit consisting series coupling capacitor and parallel load capacitor as shown in figure. So this is the figure consisting series coupling capacitor CS and the parallel load capacitor. So in this example, let us estimate short circuit time constant and open circuit time constant expressions. First of all, at low frequencies. Okay, this is the transfer function with reference to this diagram or circuit. What is transfer function? Transfer function is the ratio of output voltage to the input voltage. So usually that is the transfer function. Okay, now this is the transfer function for this circuit, where tau s and tau p are the time constant. One is the short circuit time constant and another one is open circuited time constant. Okay, see clearly the expressions for these two time constants. At low frequencies, you know that the capacitor Cp acts as a open circuit. Now, if you observe the equivalent resistance of this circuit at CS, that is the series coupling capacitor, assuming all independent sources are short circuited. Sources are equal to 0. 0 means they act as a short circuit. Okay, at low frequencies, the Cp acts as a open circuit, and the effective resistance seeing through CS is a seriously connected RS and RP, right? Therefore, the time constant is tau s equal to RS plus RP into CS. Okay, time constant is resistance into capacitance. With reference to this, at low frequencies, the time constant is Rs plus Rp into Cs. Okay, why the notation S for the time constant is because the output is the Cp work as a open circuit, and this is the time constant with reference to a series capacitor. That's why. Similarly, at higher frequencies, uh, the coupling capacitor CS acts as a short circuit, and the effective resistance seen by the CP is again assuming the source Vs at 0. Therefore, it is a parallel combination of Rs and Rp. Therefore, the time constant associated with this network is given by tau p equal to Rs parallel Rp into Cp. Okay, so these are the and this is called short circuited time constant. It is called the short circuited time constant, whereas the previous one is referred as the open circuited time constant. Okay, and this is a diagram called Bode plot for the voltage transfer function. It represents the magnitude versus frequency. Whatever the frequency response curve previously we have seen, with reference to this, the corner frequencies, that means corner frequencies means lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequencies, are defined as the corner frequency or the 3 dB frequency or the lower cutoff frequency is a function of open circuited time constant. Because it is at low frequencies, right? At low frequencies, the time constant is open circuited time constant with the notation tau s. Therefore, FL equal to 1 by 2 pi tau s. Similarly, at higher frequencies, the time higher frequencies, the upper corner frequency is fh equal to the higher cutoff frequency fh equal to 1 by 2 pi tau p. Okay, so like that the corner frequencies can be derived with reference to lower frequency and higher frequencies. And the bandwidth is fh minus fl, but if you compare the lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequencies, the higher cutoff frequency is far greater than lower cutoff frequency. Therefore, the bandwidth is approximately equal to fh, right? So that is about the open circuited and short circuited time constants and corner frequencies in terms of open circuit time constant and short circuited time constant. Now solve one problem with reference to above analysis. The problem details are like this. Determine the corner frequencies and bandwidth of the passive circuit containing two capacitors. Consider the circuit shown already previously with Rs is 1 kilo ohm, Rp is 10 kilo ohm, Cs is 1 microfarad and Cp is 3 microfarad. Okay, apply those formulas and calculate the values, right? Thank you.